She did it. She did it! Oh, after 2 years in my care, and having absolutely no knowledge of flight myself, I have helped her learn to fly, just like that game. That's not in there. Never mind. Fuck me. I'm getting off topic. She's gotten quite big in only a couple years, and it was getting hard to hide her when we walked to the park. I got so desperate to keep her hidden. I bought a dog costume for her to put on, so she could walk there unnoticed. She was not happy. So I got some books from the library and read up on teaching birds to fly. I would have looked on the internet, but I fear she would become curious of it herself. There are a lot of horrors on the internet. Cupcakes, for example, that's not... never mind. And she's not ready for it. In hindsight, it's bad enough that she's experienced television. But she's come to enjoy SpongeBob and NASCAR too much for me to take that away from her. I like SpongeBob too. I'm trying to stay happy because I know I'm going to be crying by the end of this video. Back to the flying. I've been talking to her, taking her to that old park for weeks, in hopes I could help her learn how to fly. There is a large tree, with branches sticking out over a sandbox. The perfect spot for her to practice. If she falls, and I can't catch her, at least she'll have something remotely soft to land on. She fell. A lot. I knew she would fall a lot. There were many scrapes, cuts, and bruises toward her goal. But finally, after many weeks of work, she flew. It was only a short distance, about 50 feet, but she did it. She's a little scraped up, but she's beaming with pride. Maybe now she could fly overhead so that the people on the ground don't notice her. I'll have to see if she can manipulate clouds like she could in the show. It would make it much easier to take her places. Then, she can hide on a cloud as we go to the park. Another thing that has been brought to my attention. She asked me about having her own room. I got thinking and realized the house does have a spare bedroom. Though my parents had filled it up with my old school stuff from my younger years, as well as several of my old toys. She might enjoy them, though she is getting older. I'm not sure how entertaining they'll be for her. If she has her own room, I can get her own things, so that she can feel somewhat normal. She's pretty smart for a filly, and knows about the difference between our species, but she still knows nothing about her origin. She's not ready yet. The only thing I can do is keep her happy. I only wish I had a way to buy her the things she wants. If you told me 4 years ago I'd be taking care of our cartoon, rainbow-colored pony, I'd call you insane. I probably am in reality. But I don't care. I'm happy, she's happy. Today is a day for celebration. For today, my little Dashie got her cutie mark. I honestly didn't know how to tackle that fact. She didn't even know what it was until I explained it to her. Now she's even more ecstatic than before. It was a normal park outing, but this time she decided she wanted to see how high she could get. I had limited her to how high she could fly, but honestly I can't do anything about what she does up there. I can't fly. So the most I could do to tell her to be careful. Somewhere she got in her head to see just how fast she can go. Probably due to her being a NASCAR and, well, general racing fan. For some time, she was trying to make up tricks and stunts of her own, giving them names. I'd just sit on a bench that I had fixed up and cheer her on. No one was ever around anymore. In fact, on that one block, I think the last person left over a year ago. There are rumors that the entire area is going to be bought by some company, however. And all this turned into a large manufacturing area. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's not that important. Right now, I'm so overcome with joy that my Dashie now knows her place. Granted, this isn't her world, she is still the same Rainbow Dash from the show. Regardless of how I raised her, she has that same spunk and attitude from the show, and now she has her cutie mark. Anyway, she climbed to quite a height in an attempt to gain speed from a fall. Well, all the right things factor for her. How she positions herself, her mental focus, and possibly me being on the ground watching and cheering her on. But she did it. She broke the sound barrier and created a sonic rainbow overhead. Now, I didn't even imagine it was even possible to accomplish such a feat in my world. I knew you could break the sound barrier, but actually do the rainbow part too? My mind is blown. So, the initial explosion brought open many broken windows and set off car alarms in the next county. I quickly rounded her up and we rushed home before anyone could arrive at the park. I was lucky none of my windows were broken. The rest of the day was celebrating. It just so happened that today was her 4th birthday. I have no way of knowing how old she was when I got her, so I just started over. I would have bought a cake, but due to the boom, all the businesses were closed and needed new windows. So, we made a cake on our own. Apparently, the fanfic writers got it right. She can't bake at all. Granted, I'm not the best myself, but it was still a mess. But we had fun, she enjoyed herself, and she's happy. Therefore, I am happy. Though that was her highlight of the day, mine was just moments ago. She had now come accustomed to sleeping in her own room versus with me on the couch. I actually stopped sleeping in my room and kept her company in the living room up until recently. Now I can sleep in my own bed once more. But I keep my door unlocked, so if she needs me, she can get me. I had just tucked her into bed and told her good night when she said it. Good night, Daddy. I love you. Okay, give me a sec. I'm starting to cry a little. I hadn't been on the internet in, 3 years now? Dude, how do you survive? Oh, sorry. Fuck me, okay. I don't know how the My Little Pony thing online is doing, or what the memes are still alive or not, but damn it all. I'm gonna say it because it's true. My heart exploded twice. For the first time, not only did she call me Daddy, which she has done on occasion, but she even said, I love you. For a moment, I didn't know what to say or what to do. I have never been in this sort of situation before. But I remembered what my mother and father used to do, so I leaned down, kissed her on the forehead, and told her the same thing. Good night, my little Dashie. I love you too. She smiled and closed her eyes to sleep. I walked out, turned off her light, making sure her SpongeBob nightlight was on. Of course, closed her door, then sat down on the couch. I haven't moved for an hour now. I'm so lost in thought. A few times she had called me Daddy. I didn't think anything of it. I could picture why she called me that. Being with her so much made me accept it as a part of taking care of her. But tonight, when she said those 3 words, the realization finally sunk into my heart. I am her daddy. She considers me to be her daddy. And quite frankly, I consider her my daughter. Even though we are a totally different species, I still love her with all my heart. And it has taken her to speak those words for me to finally realize that I think I have finally done it. I have broken my hard shell that had formed when my parents died. I've let a sweet little filly into my life. I gave her a home to live in, food to eat, and now a daddy to love. She has given me hope, love, compassion, and now something I thought I'd never utter. A daughter. I still speculate when the time is going to arise when she goes back to Equestria, and each day it gets harder for me to imagine when that actually happens. I just hope that she never forgets me, because I will never forget her. We're not even halfway done with this. Okay. I believe Dashie is never full size. Rounding in at about 3 feet tall, she is fully grown. Though she is only 10 years old according to my math, I believe that she is actually more along the lines of 14 or 15, possibly in actual years. So, we celebrate 5 missed birthdays and officially moving day. That's right, moving day. We moved from my parents' house, thanks to me finally saving up enough money, plus getting lucky at the casino. We bought a nice house, 100 miles away from the city. It's got a lot of open land, and there isn't another house within 5 miles. And it's just me and her. Now she can fly around all she wants, whenever she wants. She is truly happy. Though she does miss the old park, it's gone now, along with everything else left in the area. A large business bought all the land up, flattened it, and built a large factory there. It was an amazing boom to the economy, and people are starting to build homes again. I'm glad, but it just wasn't for us. The amount of people would hinder her going outside, and I'm not going to force her to stay inside all day unless it's raining out. I've gotten a new job, one that pays much more than my old one. Dashie even talked about getting a job, but then she remembered what I told her. The look on her face was heartbreaking. We were enjoying a cake we made, which I must add we had improved upon that skill, when she brought it up. I jokingly said that she can't due to her being a pony, and I laughed. She remained silent. My God, I'm a horrible... I just laughed because my daughter is different. I apologized for hours, even though she says she understands. I know she is still hurt. Luckily, I have a way to fix this. Due to her sheer size of our property, it involves a lot of cutting of grass. Tomorrow, I will modify a lawnmower for her to use, so that she can have a job. I'll even pay her, so that she can buy her own stuff if she wants. Though I'd have to get it for her, she can actually say that she worked for something. According to the show, she was a weather pony. And I don't have her mess with Mother Nature unless it's a dire emergency. So, there really isn't any job to be had there. I can't believe it. I've had her for 10 years now. My God, time goes so fast. I wish it would slow down so that I could have more time with her. I don't know when, but I have the sudden feeling our time together is running out. All this has been too good to be true.